Live.
Habt ihr das gehört, David? Das ist ein Livestream.
Erfunden. Wir können dich jetzt live.
Hello everyone and welcome from Portugal, Santa Margarita, where we are here from the launch site of our rockets PICCARD and EULER. We warmly welcome all of our visitors online, and of course we are here with a strong team of ARIS members as well. To my side we have David, who is also gonna introduce you a little bit to the systems and walk you through the slides together with me.
Hi everyone, also from my side, very welcome to the stream, and we are very happy to show you the live stream of the launch of PICCARD and EULER today. So here on the launch pad you can already see PICCARD being on the launch rail, and currently they are filling the oxidizer tank, so the fuel tank of the rocket, for a liftoff in less than half an hour. So we are very excited to be here and share this experience with you.
Very nice summary, thank you David. Today we had already an early morning start. We started preparing already at 7:30 in the morning. Went out here to the launch range, assembled all our rockets, did the final reviews, final checks together with the judges and the range safety officers here. We then went out to the launch rail, assembled our filling station, and we have, as you can see, PICCARD erected already beautifully on the launch rail.
Now you may be wondering why we are talking about filling systems. So our rocket is propelled by a hybrid rocket engine. Contrary to like a rocket with a solid propellant, which is similar to a rocket on 1st of August or on New Year's Eve, which is propelled by a solid propellant grain. Our rocket is propelled by it is combusting, so a solid fuel grain made of paraffin wax and sorbitol, sugar and aluminum powder. And the oxidizer, so the oxygen used for the combustion, is delivered by nitrous oxide, which is in a gaseous phase or in the tank in a liquid phase, and will be injected into the combustion chamber. So the filling system, on the stream you can see on the right side a white tent, and right to the left of it there is the filling station with 2 nitrous oxide bottles, and then it is pumped through the filling line into the rocket. The fueling is nearly done. They're loading the last bit of propellant right now, and the launch will be quite near.
It will be quite near indeed, David. We have surpassed the minimum mass of the oxidizer already, so we are very confident that we can make a launch within the first launch window, at least from a propellant perspective. Of course, there's many other things that need to work perfectly fine. David already talked about the filling station, which is connected, as you can see on this screen, directly to the rocket. We need to detach this connection very reliably and remotely. We cannot walk anywhere close at the moment anymore, as there's pressures of around 80 bars in certain tanks, so we don't want to be near that at the moment. But this line, this small cable car line as we call it here, will detach remotely and will then give the go, at least from an engine side, from the rocket status.
Very well said, Manu. So the rocket is standing in the heat right now, so it's quite warm out here in Santa Margarita in Portugal. It's around well above 30 degrees, and so the systems, they need to withstand those heat and temperatures for a for a longer amount of time, since it's now on the launch pad for more than 2 hours already. So all systems need to work at those temperatures and also for those long times. So we have batteries which cannot run out, and also also for the structure, for the engine itself, it needs to be somewhat cool. So for example the oxidizer in the tank, so it's liquid and a liquid gas, and to cool it inside the tank we can vent some of this gas to cool off the tank, and also like reduce the pressure inside the tank due to the vaporizing gas if the temperatures rise. So there are a lot of safety features in this rocket. For example, there's an overpressurization valve in the tank, so if it would have too high of pressure, it would vent off the gas to be on the safe side, and everything works.
So the first bracket position is
Exactly.
the mass, which is
So, yeah, who else do we have here around today? We have our deputy project manager, Dario Giardinelli, on our side. Hey, come on here, come on here. Tell us a little bit about your morning. How did you feel throughout the day?
Hi everyone. So yeah, it was quite intense. So there were a lot of things which you had to think of, and yeah, we had to look at everyone takes all the material with them. And of course, we already brought some the most important stuff here, and but there were still minor things which the people had to bring here, and also like water since it's quite hot here, and yeah, but the people moved here, yeah. Yeah, and also there was another thing with the gas, so we still had to pick up some gas and bring it here. This was a special mission, but we completed it successfully, and yeah, we are really happy to be here now. The system already filled, and we are quite confident that this will be the first hybrid flight in the young history of ARIS.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dario. How do you feel? How is the team feeling actually? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's after like 1 year of work. It's great to see this rocket standing here in Portugal on the launch rail. Yes, we already planned to participate in another competition, which was then only virtual, but it's nice that we now are here and can see it fly in reality, and not only presenting it on the PowerPoint and other media. So yeah, we are all happy, and we are really looking forward to this launch.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are, and we
Yeah.
heard some cheers in the back. I believe that means that we reached the intended filling mass of the rocket, so we can go as high as we wanted to go.
Yeah.
Which is approximately 20,000 feet. Quite a substantial height for a hybrid rocket engine, especially for the first flight. So yes, we have a lot of cheerleaders here, at least from the team. There's nice place to view all of this setting. It's great, as you can see already. We have a clear sight onto the launch rail, and then the sky is blue. There's no single cloud up here today. A little bit in the back, we can see even the moon. Of course, the sun is shining bright, but luckily we're in the shadows. So yes, we're very well prepared. And thanks, Dario, we keep the fingers crossed that everything goes nominally today.
Go PICCARD!
Go PICCARD!
Go PICCARD! Yes, very well said. So we have been talking about the rocket like it's the first flight of a hybrid rocket engine, or a hybrid rocket propelled by a hybrid rocket engine at ARIS. The engine itself was, of course, extensively tested beforehand. So we have a testing container with a test stand, which we can test in Switzerland, and there were, I believe, 9 static firing tests of the engine, and it performed very well. So we believe it will also perform well in its first flight.
Yes, we are still very positive. So far, as said, no major issues. We could manage to go up to this point on time, which is definitely great. We already had 2 fascinating launches today. One by the Danish team, Danstar. They were flying a bi-liquid rocket, which is quite a complex system to build. Something we aim for definitely in the future. But this was a very impressive flight, impressive ascent phase, and then also the descent was properly done. I think there was maybe some issues with the main parachute, but this is something to be figured out after the recovery. And we had a second launch, a solid rocket.
Yes, solid motor from an Italian team. It performed very well. The rocket had a nice red flame, so depending on what chemicals you mix into the solid motor, solid grain, you get different flame colors. and it was a beautiful red flame. The rocket soared into the sky. Everything worked perfectly fine, so they had a great recovery with first an initial small parachute to stabilize the descent and not to get too much drift, and in the end they deployed the main parachute and touched down about just half a kilometer away from the launch trail they started, so it was like a perfect flight, and we hope this will happen for us the same.
It was great to see that the systems are working even out here in the heat of the midday, in the heat of the afternoon, which is quite impressive job done by the engineering team, definitely. And yeah, the Italian team had, I believe, the exact same mission as EULER has, launching quite high with a solid rocket and recovering the system, of course, with a two-event recovery approach, which is firstly we deploy a small main drop parachute which stabilizes the descent, and then we deploy the big parachute to bring the rocket down safely and to recover it in one piece to have it relaunchable every time.
Yes, so PICCARD itself has also the same principle for recovery. So initially a small parachute will come out, so we call it a drogue chute, stabilizing the descent, and then the main parachute opening at the lower height around 500 meters above ground to reduce the touchdown speed. Also, this system was extensively tested on the ground, the ejection of the nose cone to release the parachute, as well as in drop tests from gondolas and even a helicopter. So those drop tests were also very successful, and therefore we hope the system will perform as well when we will launch it. So we can now switch quickly over to the spectator area. So behind us there is a tribuna and there is a tower, so we are sitting right here, and in the back you can even see the Swiss flag hanging there from our fans, so the other ARIS team, EULER, which hung up the Swiss flag there. We are very proud to be around. Yes, perfect. We can also switch back, so if we look to our left.
Yes, here we see our mission control. There's you can see a few screens, of course, to get in the most important information on the current state of the system, and of course also our ground system box, which is a completely autonomous system, also connected to the rocket remotely. And we get all our data that we know right now from right there. You see a huge team working there. Parts of them are the hybrid rocket engine team Daedalus, and the other part is the ground section team of Team PICCARD. And they are working very hard on checking everything and being sure that the state of the rocket is as intended. And so far, all looks very, very good.
Now if we take a look to the front here, we have two tracking stations. They will automatically change their position and track the rocket in flight, so they will pitch up and ensure that we have telemetry throughout the flight. This is also a system which was developed in the past year, and we are very looking forward to seeing it operate.
That's the launch range down there. You see, without a zoom, it's still quite far away. We are exactly 610 meters away from our launch rail, which is the maximum radius required from a safety perspective. Of course, we went for this one to be as safe as possible with our current launches. And yes, we see 4 launch rails back there. Ours is on the second from the left-hand side, and we have very, very good view from here to the rocket PICCARD. It will ideally go straight up, deploy the drogue main parachute, and come down safely, hopefully not too far away from their launch rails, so that the ground recovery team doesn't have to walk through the almost desert here for too long.
Now if we switch back to our main view here, so the rocket is still on the launch pad, and the fueling system is still connected to ensure that we can keep the pressure up in the tank until very shortly before the launch itself. So we have as much propellant in oxidizer in the tank as we can.
Yes, and the person you just saw walking by, it's Simon. Maybe you come over here.
Hello!
Simon, hi, what brings you here today?
The awesome rockets and of course the awesome people and the good food, I guess.
So Simon is our chief safety officer for all of the projects that we're launching today actually. He made sure that all our procedures from testing back in Zurich, or actually manufacturing back in Zurich, over assembling to testing and now to the launches, that everything goes down safely. He was working closely with the project safety officers. Maybe you can walk us a little bit through what your job was there and what you made sure of.
So yeah, safety culture is super important when working with rockets, as you might have guessed. It is rocket science, so yeah, we gotta be really careful. And safety culture, it begins with the individual, and there is, however, some kind of higher up perspective needed at some points, some more abstract thoughts. And my main job was making sure that ARIS remains safe from the top down and from the bottom up, and just helping the individual teams stay safe and of course happy, and ARIS as well as a whole.
And so far you did an amazing job. Thank you so much, Simon, and thanks for being here and enjoying the lunch together with us.
Yeah, enjoy!
Manu, I'm very thirsty. I need to hydrate. Is there some water for me around?
I have your bottle of water. Please, David, drink as
Perfect.
much as you can.
Thank you very much.
I'll take a sip of my little handy bottle as well.
Very refreshing. Thank you, Manu.
Crazy.
So, just another thing here, if we turn the camera around again, maybe you can see it over here. We have here a yellow flag, and usually on the range or rocket launching range, there are multiple kinds of flags. So we have on one hand a green flag where the whole range is open and every system is in a safe state, and everyone can access the launch rails and roam around. And then we have the yellow flag where systems are armed or are getting armed, and only the very necessary personnel can be around the launch rails and launch site itself, and everyone else has to go back behind this 610-meter safety radius Manu mentioned before, to be in a safe distance. And then closely before the rockets will launch and everyone has come back, or even the essential personnel, the yellow flag will be changed to a red flag. So that means no one can be in the perimeter of the 610-meter radius around the launch rails, and the rockets are in an armed state and can be launched. So we think the red flag will be up in a few minutes. There are still the rocket team of Aachen is still arming their rocket in a safe distance from our rocket, of course. And yes, then when they will come back, the flag will be changed to red flag, and we are ready to proceed to the launch procedure.
Yes, we're all waiting for that. Very, very cool. So just to give you an overview of what's going to happen in the next few minutes, up to an hour, we will have the launch window for our rocket PICCARD at 5:00 to 5:15 Portuguese time. So this means 6:00 to 6:15 in Swiss time. That's because we go quite high and we have to protect the airspace from anybody crossing up there, and that's why the launch window is quite short. And followed by that, and ideally we can manage to launch right there, we will have our rocket EULER launch right after PICCARD on 5:45 to 6 p.m. So again, Swiss time 6:45 to 7 p.m., which leaves us half an hour in between to ideally celebrate or make sure that we can use the second launch window also for PICCARD. So yes, just to give you an overview, we have still 8 minutes to go. You see the timer nicely in the insert on top. Great work from Lars and David there, that's super nice. So yes, I think we will take a short break now, around 5 minutes, and tune back in as soon as we know that the red flag is up and that we're not very far away from the launch anymore. So grab a glass of water, grab a glass of coffee or some beers, and yeah, enjoy the next hour together with us.
Yes, we will back in time and see you very soon. All right, we are back, everyone. Great to see you again, or maybe, well, we can't see you, but you can see us, so that's great as well, I believe. So the filling is in its final steps. The rocket has loaded successfully 25 kilogram of oxidizer, which is awesome since our target has been 25.5. And remembering the high temperatures today, this is exceptional that we managed to load 25 kilogram of nitrous oxide in our tank. That's perfect. Now you can see the launch is on our timer less than a minute away. I believe it's a few more minutes, but it will happen within the next about 4 minutes. So 3.5 minutes even. So that's amazing to hear.
So we just got the call from the range safety officer right here on the field, telling us, maybe you heard it even, the team is right next to us, so he's telling us that it's only 3 minutes to go now until we have the clearance for launch. There will be no further delay from the organizational perspective. And it could get loud here, but we can also need your help right now. We explained before the coupling mechanism. We now will decouple the rocket. Please help us seeing if it's decoupling. And it is!
Decoupling! Amazing! Yes! Decoupling done!
Yes, I hope you all saw the small sliding gondola down there, which connects now to the filling station, or disconnected from the rocket, meaning that now the filling is complete. The mass inside the tank will not change anymore, and there's just a few more steps to go before pressing the red button.
Alright, so now we will zoom out the video feed to give you a better overview of the launch itself. So you can see the rocket is getting smaller on the screen.
Oh, and you see EULER running back there. Maybe
yes,
Simon can give a little bit of a shot for the EULER people down there.
Yes, there is the EULER team returning from the launch rail. They're coming back, and the rocket is successfully placed on the launch rail and ready to go in around 45 minutes. Now if we go back to the launch rail, Simon, you need to zoom a bit to the right. That's not our launch rail.
That was EULER,
yes,
I believe.
That is our launch rail. Amazing. So we hope that we can give you a nice view of the launch itself. There might be some challenges to track it since it's quite fast, but we hope we can manage that everything will be visible on the screen for you.
And we'll do our best to walk you through, even though you might not be able to see all of the events. We will hear the radio right next to us. Maybe you can hear it as well. That would be great. Otherwise, we will repeat all of the events and walk you through this flight.
All right, now we see the whole rocket again in the shot. Perfect. Yes, as you heard, the decoupling is done. The T is already plus 1 minute, but I believe there is the launch will be imminent, I would say, any time now. But you will hear a loud countdown from us and the team as well. So we are very much looking forward to that, and we are really excited to see it fly.
Yes, I can't wait. Personally, it's just again a very nice setting today. We couldn't have picked a better date for this launch, and we've waited so long for this to happen. I think if I remember back, already half a year the team was ready to launch, and we tried our best to do this in the area of Switzerland, in other places. There was always something coming in between, be it some weather issues, other technical challenges that we had to sort out from an organizational perspective. But right now and today we're here, everything is set. You can hear in the back already the information. It's getting serious now, and we're all so excited for this launch to happen.
Yes, and if I remember back when I joined ARIS in the first year ARIS was founded, I could not imagine that we built a hybrid rocket within 3 or 4 years. and here we are now, and I'm very proud of the team who accomplished building this rocket, testing the systems, and making it ready for launch. So yeah.
This is a TRS check.
Simon, can you zoom out again, please? Perfect. Thanks a lot.
That you have armed your TRS devices on the launch rail.
So we have just a range safety officer speaking. We will listen in a little bit and tell you then what's happening, what the next steps are. So
Yes.
he just asked on the readiness state of all the teams, EULER, Aachen and PICCARD. It seems like we're all ready to launch.
Yes, it's amazing to hear. So all the teams are ready. They have their telemetry connections to the rockets, which are on the launch pad and waiting to get the feedback from their systems, and everything seems up and running at this point. So there's nothing speaking against a launch very soon.
Exactly, and for everybody just joining in, don't be confused with the T plus 3 minutes. We still haven't launched. Please follow the bottom line there. We're still at the filling stage. Just finished it and are going for liftoff, hopefully very soon.
So we will have the go no-go calls right now from the teams, where the launch officers calls out the teams to indicate whether their systems are go, and we just heard from all the teams that all systems are go for launch. So pressure are right in the tank, telemetry data is right, and heartbeats from all the sensors are coming back. So that's a very good sign, and we are thrilled to launch this rocket very soon.
Still at 68 bars.
Pressure is still nominal, all good. The crowd is excited. Maybe we can have a quick look at the crowd again, just to see how everybody's lined up here, supporting.
Yes, so the crowd is back there supporting, and I believe we should switch quite quickly back to the main camera, since we don't want to miss the launch itself, which would be very unfortunate. Right, so alright, we're back at the main window, and sorry Manu to be quick there,
You know,
but
not
yes,
that anybody gets bored here, you know. Try to entertain everyone.
of course that's important, but me personally, I don't want to miss the launch, and I believe you guys don't want to miss it either, so
True fact. True fact. So let's focus from now on towards the, what is it there? Is it the south? From us at least. And yeah, looking at the red flag just next to us, it seems like the launch cannot be too far away anymore.
So we are waiting for the last confirmations that the airspace is clear. They're calling out whether PICCARD is ready.
PICCARD, you have the ball. You're ready to launch at your authorization. I need a loud countdown.
We will have a countdown from the team.
We are ready to go.
Permission to arm.
Just going for arming.
Avionics armed.
So you will again hear a very loud countdown from all of us. Super excited
10,
here.
9,
10,
9, 8,
Stop.
7,
3,
2, 1, ignition! We're waiting for the ignition.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
something
yes.
is igniting. Something is igniting.
Well, not sure what
Looks-
happened there. It might be that the igniter was blown out at opening the valve, the main valve of the tank.
So we see a lot of dust. The rocket is still on the launch rail.
Simon, if you can pan down a bit. Yes, perfect. A bit. Yes. So there has been a cloud of dust. We're not quite sure what happened there, but it could be that the igniter was pushed out by the small amount of oxidizer, which is fed into the combustion chamber. So
we successfully opened the main valve. The igniter successfully fired. It's expected at this point that igniter blowout.
Okay, so
Alright.
successful main valve opening.
Yes, so we had the main valve opening, we had an igniter, which was, so the ignition system was sent, and unfortunately the igniter was pushed out by the pressure of the oxidizer flowing in. This can happen, is a very unfortunate event, and the team will continue to switch to their safety operation procedures to safely release all the stored energies and everything in the rocket, so that we can successfully finish this mission today with PICCARD.
Yes, so the next steps will be the other launches now. We bring PICCARD, as David already said, now in a safe state, and then we will have the rockets next to PICCARD launching. Could be Aachen first, seems like it's Aachen now, and then we will have EULER launching in, I guess it's still half an hour to go, a little bit more.
Yes.
But yes, it's not the last chance for PICCARD to launch. We now need to investigate what happened. You saw, big cloud of dust. We don't know what was not nominal at the moment. Could be the igniter, could be something else. But yeah, we will look into that. And it also is possible that we find another launch window within these coming days. Until Saturday there is launches. Until Saturday there is a few backup slots for rockets that do not go off the launch rail as expected. So that's not a big drawback. It's just a few more hours to look into the systems and hopefully figure out the issue there and solve this within the coming days. But as soon as we know anything more about that, we will let you know. I would nevertheless suggest to, first of all, congratulate the team PICCARD on their journey towards today. It's just impressive what they did and what they managed to do. As we heard from Dario, not everything was straightforward here in Portugal, and of course never all of the things go perfectly fine also back in Zurich, but still we are very, very excited that we got so far at the moment. We will look into everything and we will stay very eager to find out the issue and bring this rocket off the launch rail.
Yes, thank you very much, Manu, for this quick summary here. The launch procedures will continue, so the team of Aachen
Now it's the team of Aachen. 3, 4.
ignition, and we have no liftoff yet, so that's quite a bummer. Not sure what happened there. It might also happen that the igniter did not fire, or they have transmission issues. We would love to see you show you some rockets which launch. So there is still a chance. We have EULER on the launch right now. And, yes.
Yes, EULER is, I believe, gonna be the last launch of today. And as we say in German, aller guten Dinge sind drei. So let's hope for the best for EULER. Maybe Aachen can still figure out the issue. There could be just a faulty wire, a faulty connection there. But now we need to make sure that there is no ignition happening within the coming seconds or minutes. We need to also put the Aachen rocket into a safe state together with the team and the organizers there who are leading this. And after this is confirmed, I believe we'll go for launch with EULER.
Yes, exactly. So it must be ensured that either igniters or everything is disarmed, or no igniter can ignite late. So if anyone approaches the launch site again, the rockets can be in an armed state, or the igniters could go off. So that's the range safety officer just made clear with the teams that everything, their system report back a safe state. So also for PICCARD, this is the tank. The tank is empty. It has no pressure anymore. It's not a pressurized vessel anymore, so that launch personnel can access the rocket and remove it safely from the launch rail. for the night to come, and it's either transported back to the EUROC exhibition hall where it can be worked on, or it could also be stored here on site in a tent we have provided here.
Yes, exactly. So we will look into that, and as soon as a little bit the emotions came down, maybe we can find also one or the other person directly involved in the team who can share a little bit insights on how they felt throughout this first launch. Now looking ahead, we're still waiting for the safe state of Team Aachen, and it seems like we will go for the EULER launch window at 5:45 or 6:45. So again, I suggest you to refill your drinks. Stay connected. Hopefully, there's still another chance to see some launches today. Otherwise, we will definitely tune in next time, either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But for now, we would like to also refresh a little bit, take a short break, see a little bit if we can find out what might be the issue, and then join back in around 20 minutes to follow with the EULER launch and to follow the EULER team on their final part of the journey.
Yes, I just switched back to the launch timer for EULER, so you will see we have visuals when it will launch, around what time, and we will be back in time to present you more about EULER and yes, explain you the system. Perfect. See you around.
See you
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. close the screen. Alright, hi everyone, we're back in between. And you already hear the call out from Team Aachen, which will launch in 3, 2, 1, launch! Let us see.
Can take a few seconds.
Well, not quite sure what the issues were before.
But we don't see any dust coming up.
So there's no dust, nothing. Very strange moment here. Or unfortunate, I would say. Maybe the Uniter wire is somewhat faulty or anything else, so they probably need to check back. And yes.
Hopefully have another run today.
Yes, maybe we have Team Aachen launching or have another attempt later today, but we could anyways just jump in and start explaining a bit the system of EULER, right?
Our rocket Euler, yes.
Alright, let's show this here
Let's
again.
go towards
Perfect, alright.
the second mission of the day. Yeah, quite a long ARIS project, the longest so far. We started Project Euler already 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago now. They were here last year already at the European rocketry competition here in Portugal. One of the first teams participating. Unfortunately, last year we had some issues with our recovery system, and the team made the call from a safe perspective to not go for launch, as they could not ensure a safe descent of the system. But they worked very hard over the whole year, pulled together and brought again 15 people here to launch their 35 kilogram system with a very, very special payload today.
Yes, so the whole week we have had Globy accompanying us, so not the real height Globy, but a small figure of Globy. And it is strapped in its astronaut seat. He has a small cockpit to sit in and have the controls of the rocket. Well, it's at least a model of the cockpit, and he's sitting in the nose cone of EULER, ready to be launched into the air. So we will share at some point the journey of Globy on our social media.
So not only will we have our first real Aristronaut launching today, almost real at least, we will also have, we'll be looking towards the first supersonic flight of an ARIS sounding rocket, which is very, very exciting. A lot of different things going in there, different considerations to be made, which makes a lot of the electronics way more complex, as we have some very weird pressure patterns expecting throughout the flights, which should not cause any recovery action to be triggered too early or too late. And that's the biggest challenge of Rocket Euler, and of course it's a very, very beautifully designed rocket. One of the main design features I love is the coupling mechanisms of the fairings.
Indeed, so the rocket segments are coupled together by clamp rings, which is quite an elegant and lightweight solution to mount all the sections together and have an assembled rocket in the end. And so the sections we have in the rocket itself, so we have at the tip the nose cone, then comes the recovery bay where the parachutes are stored, and the nose cone can slide in and out of the tube at the very top of the trajectory, so at apogee, and the parachutes will be released. So below the parachute bay there is the avionics tube where the antennas, etc. are stored inside and transmit data prior to launch, but also during launch itself. There are all the electronics boards mounted, as well as all the control boards, flight computers for the recovery as well. Below the avionics tube, how we call it, there is mounted the air brake section. So that's a very special system we have attached to the rocket. So it has plates which can extend outside of the rocket body to increase the drag of the rocket and achieve an exact apogee of the trajectory as precisely as possible.
And today we're targeting a very specific height. I hope I
Yes.
don't get it wrong, but we are inspired by one of the most scenic Swiss mountains, by the Matterhorn, and we try to reach the height of 4,478 meters.
All right, we just hear that Aachen is taking another attempt, so I will hide the bar of EULER, so there is no confusion. So we are not launching our rocket yet, but the rocket of the Aachen team is trying another attempt. I believe I overheard before they had some issues with transmitting the signal, so there was probably some frequency collisions with probably the walkie-talkies of any of the other teams or the emergency services here on site. So emergency services, there are firefighters around in case there would be a fire on the launch pad or nearby when the rocket touches down. There's also emergency, so ambulances, etc. already if there would be any incident, which we of course do not hope that it will ever happen. But just to be safe, everything is around. So there might be some interferences with frequencies. That could be the reason why they could not launch the 2 attempts before. But now they're trying to go away.
Yes, and it's still a few discussions. We see here the range safety officer is on the radio, trying to figure out when's the best time to launch, which is almost now.
3,
2, 1, ignition.
ignition!
I cannot see
There is
an ignition. No dust developing.
Dust.
Still, the
Being kicked
rocket
up.
is
It's on the launch rail.
sitting safely on the launch rail,
Yes.
which is also good.
It's a good sign.
It's
On one hand, it's a good sign.
It's not the worst thing that can happen.
Yes.
There's a lot of backup launch windows, as you see. There's several attempts we can aim for with our rockets. All of the teams can, and Team Aachen is now doing their best to still get this thing off the launch rail today, which is gonna be still a few minutes left to do so, and I'm sure they do their best
Yes.
to manage.
And I mean, you might wonder why could Aachen attempt like 3 times in a row and we could not. So that's because Aachen is launching a solid rocket motor, so it's a solid propellant crane which is ignited by the igniter and just starts burning. For our rocket PICCARD, it has the liquid oxidizer, so the nitrous oxide stored in a tank, and to start again we would need to refill this tank, which takes up more than 1.5 hours. So that's not possible to refill in this short amount of time. Yes.
Yes, so we will. We have enough gas with us. We are big fans of large safety factors, so we made sure that we have a significant amount of nitrous oxide with us here on the launch site. It's all safely stored in a cooled container, so that an air-cooled container, so that there's no developments regarding overpressurization or things in this direction. So we will have the opportunity to go again, but just not today, as the filling goes around at least 1 hour, around 2 hours at some points, depending on the outside temperature.
Yes, and today the launch windows are closing at around 6 p.m. local time, and especially for the rockets aiming for high altitudes, so PICCARD, which targets around 9 kilometers of height. They cannot launch at any given time they want, since there is the air corridor towards Lisbon right above us, so they need to close it down for very short periods of time. So the high altitude rockets can be launched, and the lower altitude rockets, so Aachen is most certainly launching to 3 kilometers of height. And they therefore can launch, have more launch windows, since they don't interfere with the airplane corridors above our head.
this is always taken from the maximum height the rocket could reach. As you heard before, we have this air braking system where we are quite in a low corridor as well, with 4.5 kilometers more or less, but still our rocket might go to up to 5 kilometers with EULER, which is a significant height which just reaches this corridor. This is why we still have to wait a few more minutes to finally press the button after a 2 years journey.
Yes, and I believe the Team Euler is very happy to be here again. So initially we applied with the two teams. Unfortunately, in the beginning, the European competition, they can only host 20 teams this year. So Euler was put on the backup list, and at one point another team, they had to withdraw their application, and Euler could jump in as the backup team. And being able to launch this rocket here is an amazing opportunity given to us by the organization of the EUROC.
Yes, this organization, EUROC PT, they're doing an amazing job in giving everything they can to make us launch our rocket. So we're super thankful for inviting us here, especially with two teams. We came with, I think, more than 40 people from the whole of Switzerland, and we have a quite international team as well, so we did not only come from Zurich and Geneva but from many other spots as well. We met here to launch some rockets, we met here as ARIS, but we also met with a lot of other people and with a lot of amazing projects. We could exchange a lot, learn already a lot, and share the enthusiasm for all of the space technology that are around. And we're super excited and thankful that we can be here, that it's that neatly organized, and that we can follow everything up on time, which is just amazing. So we're enjoying our time here. I hope you're enjoying the time here on the stream as well. And I think we will take another 2 minutes of break before we go for the Euler launch. We will be right back with you, have another sip of water before the sun already goes down a little bit further, so not too much prone to sunburn, but still we're taking care of that, and we'll see you in around 2 minutes again. Hello again. So yeah, I took the break, or I used the break to quickly catch up with Team EULER. We're standing a few tables next to us, so around 15-meter walk back there. Had the chance to talk to Nemanja, one of the ground segment responsibles, and when I asked him what's the status of the system, he greatly went all nominal. So we are very excited to go for launch within the next minutes.
Yes, amazing to hear that everything is nominal, and the view is already centered on the launch rail of EULER, so we will be able to give you a clear view of the liftoff and hopefully also the trajectory up in the sky.
Yes, so Simon is ready, he's prepared, super excited as well, can't wait to follow his first rocket with the camera, and yes, I think we cannot find anybody else more suited for this task. Very nice, and you already saw that he's way ahead of us regarding picking the right launch rail for the launches. So yes, we should be definitely ready to go very soon.
Now the time is again in the plus again, so we are slightly delayed with the launch operation here, but it will be only a few minutes until EULER will launch. So it has not lifted off yet, but it will be lifting off very soon. Probably. Alright, so we just heard a call from the range safety operator that we are 2 minutes out for the launch, and that's very good news. That means that the airspace has been cleared from any remaining aircrafts, and it is safe to launch EULER to hopefully the target apogee of 4,478 meters.
Yes, and quick update on the weather situation here. Still no clouds, so we're again in a very nice state also for this second launch. You can probably see in the back of us it's quite blue, the sky. Moon is still up, sun is still up, so all is good. All is ready. Red flag didn't go down during the past hour, so yes, only 1 or 2 minutes to go.
Yes, yeah, there was just a call out, 60 seconds out, so
60 seconds.
we are looking forward to seeing EULER launch and soar into the sky.
Taking a few last deep breaths for the final launch of today.
I hope I can keep seated on my chair. I might jump up due to excitement.
Yeah.
That might happen, but we will come back to you, no worries. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be amazing to see EULER launch pretty soon. Yes, the sun is slightly setting, and we just heard the call out. 20 seconds to go.
20 seconds to go. Okay, that leaves us with a countdown very soon.
Yes, we will hear the team count down as well, and we will help you to do so as well, that you can hear it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
launch! Yes! We have ignition!
There was something not
The
working.
motor is burning on both sides, it seems.
Yes.
The motor came down. You see it smoking there.
Yes. So there has been some mishap.
You saw it burning on both sides.
Yes. Most certainly there will be emergency services going out to the site.
Okay, there's firefighters called out to the scene. We don't see any flames.
Yes, so the recovery will go on with the firefighters. I'm not sure what the mishap was there. Most certainly it was overpressurization of the motor. Could have been the overpressurization of the motor. It was a boat motor from a commercial vendor, so we will need to investigate what went wrong there, and we are not sure what happened. Yes.
It's a tough moment. It's a tough moment for all of us. It seems like there's no flames coming up. The dust seems to settle. The smoke comes down, and yeah, now it's up to the team also to recover the rocket, see what happened, and make sure that we learn as much as we can out of this very unfortunate event. But yeah, keeping our heads up. It was a great journey towards here. You can see all the safety precautions being taken right here. There's a fire brigade coming on the right hand side. You will see them coming in the screen. They will make sure that this fire, a small fire which developed back there, is being taken out very soon. But yes, as said, the organizers are very well prepared for these exact events, and we will take it out hopefully very, very soon.
Yes, so it is very unfortunate. We certainly did not expect that to happen, but it's still rocketry. Things can go wrong, and today something went wrong. We will investigate this, and as Manu said, wrap it up with a clear debrief and review of what happened and how we can prevent this in the future.
Yes, I think we will for now wrap the session up, or today's session up. Many thanks for joining in. We will keep you posted on social media on what's the next steps for Team PICCARD. Of course, we will also follow up with the development of Project EULER, and right now we will get back to the teams, talk to them, and yeah, stick together, make sure that we recover everything safely, and that all of the parts are taken care of that need to be taken care of at the moment. We're looking ahead towards a possible launch window on Friday, still to be confirmed, for our rocket PICCARD, and many launches to come here on EUROC, also of our sister team EPFL rocket team, which we're also very excited for. I believe they have their launch window on Friday, 3 p.m. Portuguese time, so 4 p.m. Swiss time. That's going to be where another live stream is going to happen, either by them or directly on the EUROC live stream. So we also warmly invite you to join there. We will keep you updated, keep you posted, and yeah, on this last note, we would still like to thank our supporters, all the friends and families of ARIS, starting with our academic partners, which are of course ETH Zurich. We have the Lucerne University of Applied Science supporting us a lot, the ZHW School of Management in Winterthur, and the Fachhochschule Ost, which we're working together there very closely and to make these very exciting projects happen.
Yes, and we would also like to thank our industry partners who have been with us from the very beginning of ARIS, so mainly EUROC Space as well as Moxon Motors. Amazing to have their support and continuous support throughout the years, and we are looking forward to work with everyone and all the other sponsors again in the upcoming years.
So thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll be back and looking forward to seeing you again.
Yes, we'll keep you updated and have a very nice evening. See you again very soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye and have a nice evening.